Alrighty. Like the Alright, we're live on YouTube. Hello, hello, hello. I don't know why. Morning to our YouTube folks. I'm trying to go live on Facebook as well and make it like a simul stream. But I'm having a little issue on that side. We'll have to keep continuing to work on that, I guess. Let's see here. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We'll get rolling here in just a second, I promise. I just want to make sure. So again, we're going live on both Facebook and YouTube right now. So I'm trying to make sure that we're getting actual live feeds to both here. Good morning, Dusk. Good morning, Sadie, Tara. Hello, Shelly. Hello. Over on the YouTube side, thank you guys. Again, good morning to everyone. We're live on Facebook and YouTube at the same time for the first time this morning. So if there are some technical issues, please let me know in the comment section so we can kind of get them ironed out. Our goal is to, of course, during inclement events, to be live on both YouTube and on Facebook, so that way more folks can get more immediate information. So we are, again, this morning, we're live on Facebook and on YouTube at the same time. The cool thing about YouTube, you can watch on your TV as well. I think that part's really cool. Hello on the YouTube side. On the Facebook side, good morning to Robbie, Angela, Mara, Amber, Candace, Teresa. Good morning, everyone. Thank you guys for sharing the video. I appreciate that. You guys already know. You've been here long enough. You already know. I'm going to ask you to tap the share button. On YouTube, hit that like button for me, please. Again, first time doing both YouTube and Facebook at the same time. First multi-stream. So you're witnessing some history today. The WNK page. Morning, Holly. Hello. How are you? She says, when is this air going to clear up? I'll let you know that here in just a second. Ashley, hello. Good morning from Trudy over on Facebook as well. Caitlin and Robin and Mara. Thank you guys for sharing the video on Facebook. On the YouTube side of things, thank you guys for hanging out with us. So I think it looks pretty good on both sides. Are there any complaints so far? Again, we're live on both Facebook and YouTube at the same time. Are there any complaints on sound, or is the stream lagging behind? Or, let me know before I get rolling in here, because I don't want to get rolling in here and then have to be stopped. Amber, thank you for the 99 stars on Facebook. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Good morning from Mattisville. Hello, Connie on Facebook. Yeah, Nikki. So the thing with the whole YouTube thing is it's really cool. You can watch it on your TV. The Facebook, you really can't do that as much anymore. But YouTube, a lot of the smart TVs nowadays have a YouTube app built in, and you can actually watch these live on your TV like you're watching a TV show. So that's the part I like about doing the multi streams. Donna video's okay. Awesome. Perfect. Okay, so again, this is our first multi-stream on Facebook and YouTube, so if there are some issues, I am sorry. We're also going to be making a written post here soon as well. So let's dive into everything. So first of all, let's go ahead and switch our scene up real quick. There we go. First, I want to pull up our risk map. We're going to look at our risk map, and then we're going to look at model data as well as what's currently happening on the radar in Indiana and Illinois. That is super important to what's going to happen to us later on. So you can see the elevated threats are, of course, the damaging winds and the potential for large hail today. The tornado risk says 2 out of 5. I should have been 1 out of 5. The tornado risk is there. However, it's very low. If there is any tornadic activity today, I do expect it to be more toward the northwestern portion of the state, toward that Ohio River area. Let's say places like Owensboro, to perhaps even Breckenridge County. And then, of course, back over toward Henderson, Kentucky, basically along that Ohio River line and maybe just a smidge south of it. I don't think this is a massive tornadic outbreak. What I do think is possible today is kind of like what we saw set up Sunday, not as severe. I don't think it's as severe as Sunday. Sunday was, I don't think a lot of people understand how pretty unprecedented Sunday was for this area for the June time frame. But nonetheless, focusing on today, We do see the potential for damaging winds to be scattered about quite a bit. I also want to note real quick before we really dive into what to expect today. I also want to note real quick that the National Weather Service's Storm Prediction Center has issued a slight risk or greater for severe weather for today, tomorrow, and Saturday already. So for the next 3 days, they have already put out a level 2 or higher risk. For today, I do want to show you this. Let me go ahead and see if I can pull it up. For today, they have already issued a level 3 out of 5 risk for getting closer to that river around the Owensboro area, back out toward Henderson, Madisonville, Kentucky, just clipping the northwestern portions of Hardin County going into Louisville. I don't think it goes that far west of Louisville, but they think it does. So, nonetheless, National Weather Service has issued a level 3 out of 5 risk today, level 2 out of 5 risk for tomorrow, and a level 2 out of 5 risk for Saturday. If you had to ask me and put me on the back burner here and ask me which day do I think has the greatest for potential severe weather, I do think it is Saturday. And I'll explain that here in a little bit as well. But that's not to overlook, obviously, today and Friday. So Thursday, you can see the tornado risk map from the National Weather Service is not very crazy. Whenever we had Sunday's event, I think that basically from Elizabethtown up toward Lexington and then out towards Cincinnati, I think that was a 15% risk for tornadic activity. You can see the highest so far for today's threat is 5%. And that's, again, back out toward the northwestern portion of the state, toward that Ohio River. The greatest threat of the day is, of course, hail. And when we're talking about hail, we're talking about more hail that could be up to tennis ball size. I don't think it's as scattered as it was throughout Sunday, but there is a good portion of the area, basically from the Western Kentucky parkways to points north toward Louisville, Owensboro, back out toward Henderson again. Basically from the middle part of Kentucky back up to the northern part of Kentucky. I think it's a great risk for some hail. I also can't rule out the southern portions of Kentucky seeing some hail as well, like basically places toward Bowling Green, Glasgow, back up toward Hopkinsville. So those are the National Weather Service's overall outlooks here. What I want to show you now is model data that we can look at and see to kind of see what the radar may look like going forward here. Now, some things have changed since even our forecast update from 6:30 a.m. If you saw that post, if you haven't seen that post, it's already on Facebook from 6:30 a.m. But some things have even changed from that. I'm going to take a little sip of coffee here real quick. Rita, thank you for the 99 stars. All right, I just had to take a drink of coffee real quick. I know you guys have a lot of questions and comments. I promise I'll get to them here soon. Let's get through the data first and get you some information. So this is valid right here for about 8 to 9 a.m. You can see this is originally when we thought that the storms were going to start. I want to explain real quick. When you're talking about mesoscale convective systems, aka MCSs, aka a line of storms that will do whatever they want, whenever they want. This is the type of storms from pretty much today, tomorrow, and Saturday that we can forecast until we're blue in the face, okay? And quite frankly, we can forecast all day. But these are the type of storms that if you want to get on to us or anyone else about being wrong, you're going to have fun doing it because we're going to be wrong, okay? I'm going to tell you that right now. The likelihood of anyone nailing these types of systems 100% before they're actually on the ground and on our radar and coming toward us is very low, because these are the type of systems that ride boundaries, and as much as we can measure boundaries, we can't tell exactly where they're going to be. We also can't tell exactly what these types of systems are going to do. They're just that kind of system. So this is what we refer to as a nowcast event. It's one of our first nowcast events we've had in a few months. Basically, a nowcast event is something that we will be casting up until the actual start of the storm, and then when the start of the storm happens, we'll be casting it on through it. Kind of same thing as we usually do anyway. However, there's low confidence on what exactly will happen until this gets started, because I want to just show you. So let me go back to one of the older runs from last night. So this is one of the older runs that came in from last night from the same model. Basically, it's an 11-hour old run. You can tell that at this time, it had a storm, a line of storms, a MCS, a possible derecho event coming in between 11 a.m. to noon, right? We can all see this. This is nothing crazy here. Now, when I click on the new run, at 11 a.m., it shows this. So these are the problems with these types of setups. They're going to do whatever they want, whenever they want, however they want to. We also take a look at the actual live radar. So this is our radar that we're seeing right now. I'm going to pull this over real quick for you. You can see that it already looks different than what the model was just showing me. So we have a line of storms out here. We have a line of storms that are now pushing their way through here. And I do think this results in Owensboro, Madisonville areas possibly being a target for some enhanced severe weather later on this evening. So you can already tell that the radar's kind of showing something different than the actual model data. So just that's why we said earlier in the post, and that's what I'm going to say again now. Just make sure that you're staying tuned in for updates. I don't care what weather outlet you choose. Obviously, I prefer it to be us, right? But whatever weather outlet you choose, just stay kind of logged into it today. If no one else is going to be honest with you, I am. These are the types of setups that are just going to be impossible to forecast. No matter how much we put it, we're going to try our best like we always do, and everyone else is going to try their best like they always do. But at the end of the day, MCSs are going to do whatever they want, right? Let's go ahead and push on through here on the model data, but again, take it with a grain of salt because this may change, right? All right, so around noon, it has a complex of systems pushing into north central Kentucky, northwestern Kentucky. It does show a nice hell core pushing in through around the Breckinridge County area around 1 to 2 p.m. And then it has our line of storms coming in, but it kind of breaks it up and kind of has it falling apart this evening and afternoon. This is actually valid for 5 p.m. Central Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. You can tell it has a line pushing through northeastern Kentucky, a sagging line behind that out toward northwestern Kentucky. And then it kind of just pushes its way through and kind of just sits there, right? This is actually valid right now for Friday at midnight. It has the bulk of the energy and rain and precipitation over in eastern Kentucky, which is something that this model was not showing. No model was showing for the entire last 24 hours. All of the information that we had, all of the information that everyone had over the last 24 hours had this system over here in western Kentucky. So what that kind of tells me is we know that the moisture axis that we're looking for lies out in western Kentucky. Where you get storms that spawn closer to that moisture axis, sorry, I had dry mouth. Where you get storms to spawn next to that moisture axis is where you can get stronger storms to pop off. And that's kind of what this model shows. So it shows more of a rain shower, thunder shower kind of outlook for the even portions of Louisville to Lexington up toward Moorhead, Robertson County out toward Cincinnati. That area looks more like a washout. But you can see more of a cellular look out in western Kentucky because it doesn't have all this rain to go with it. So when you have a blanket of energy, it has to be spread to this entire wave of rain. When you have a blanket of energy over here, it's only got to be spread to this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cells. So in essence, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that this side out in western Kentucky should be stronger. And that's how we have our risk zone leveled out as well. A level 3 out of 5 risk does exist for western Kentucky, kind of stretches back toward the I-65 corridor. And then we kind of put out a yellow risk for it just outside of that, more into western Kentucky, because we feel like just the confidence on the level of storms is low at the moment. But nonetheless, you can see that the hail is the main threat. We see all the purple in here, right? This is actually valid right here for a Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And you can see, like, it's pretty much all day, guys. It's pretty much all day. I think on the graphic we made, I think we put 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. and 9 p.m. to 11 p.m., but we really could have put like all day, right? Because we just don't know exactly when these are going to come in, how they're going to come in, what type of severity they're going to bring as well. I do want to kind of give you a general outlook at tomorrow while we're here. I know everyone's going to ask about Saturday or Friday and Saturday as well. Again, there are risks for strong to severe storms today, tomorrow, and on Saturday. And then early returns from Sunday also look like strong storm activity as well. But we're not going to go into that yet because that one's a little bit more further out. It might be a little bit more wrong. So, but looking ahead at the NAM3K model, we can go ahead and take a look at Thursday. You can see that, matter of fact, this model has next to nothing for a lot of folks. So this model has a complex of systems that moved in at 7 a.m. right now for Western Kentucky. And I just want to show you, because I want you guys to understand, sometimes models can just flat out be wrong. Now, is there anything in Western Kentucky and it's 8:30 a.m.? No. So we know that this model is already wrong, right? This model is showing that right now in Western Kentucky that this is what it should look like. Obviously, there's nothing there, right? So we already know that this model's kind of gotten off the wrong foot. let's get a general outlook of what it looks like for Friday. You can see kind of has the same scenario. Early morning showers turn into some hail producers. Then it has a break. And now this model did show that there would be another wave pushing in late Friday. Now it shows nothing. So I just wanted to let you guys know for yourself. That's why I wanted to go live. Because I think sometimes it's important for you guys to see behind the scenes. Because oftentimes you're just, not you specifically, but a lot of people can be like, why did you get this wrong? Yada, yada, yada. A lot of times with these types of setups, you are wrong. I mean, it's just how it is. You can do your best to forecast and make your best prediction based off of your gut, and that's what we've done. However, sometimes you're just flat out wrong. And that's because these types of systems carry the least predictability out of any system that you can really depict. Outside of telling you exactly where a tornado will track, this is probably next on the list for lowest levels of predictability. So I just want to kind of show you guys that. I wanted to show you that there is the risk for strong to severe storms tonight, or actually, I'm sorry, this morning, this afternoon, and tonight, as well as on Friday and Saturday. So, kind of looking at a pretty active period here. Can't rule out a risk for Sunday as well, but I'm not going to get into that much too far out. Sadie on YouTube says, not always about being wrong, always important to be weather aware. Absolutely, I agree with you. If you guys didn't know, we're live on YouTube and Facebook right now. Starting in Thunder and B County. Thank you, Emma, for that report. Again, Cassie, it really is kind of like an all-day thing out here. It really is. Same thing out in Barstown, Jillian. Kind of like an all-day thing. Today's going to be a day where you're going to want to watch that radar. You're going to want to watch, whether it's us or someone else. I want to stay tuned for updates as well, because there are going to be some things that are going to be happening that aren't going to be showing up on the radar as well. Is this heading towards Cincy, heading there tomorrow for the weekend? Heidi, I don't know if today's system will make it all the way over to Cincinnati. I'm also watching the Cincinnati area because we're going to be going to a ball game up there on Sunday, but I don't know if today's system makes it all the way over to Cincinnati. It's going to be close. I can't rule out some rain, but it shouldn't be anything severe for the Cincy area. Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything out there. Now tomorrow's threat should be closer to Cincinnati as well. Should be closer, I should say. So Friday, I should say, it can get pretty strong out there, as well as on Saturday. But for today's threat, it's not looking like it's going to make it that far. So that's the good news on the Cincinnati area. Again, Zach, it really is just at risk for, some small to medium hail, as well as some damaging winds. Really gonna have to watch radar today, guys. Eton area, again, same thing. I'm okay. So the same answer is going to be applied to each of your questions, no matter where you're at, pretty much. So I want to make sure I pull this back up real quick. By the way, Sharon on Facebook, Judson on Facebook, thank you guys for renewing your subscriptions to us on Facebook, helping us out with that. But I want to go ahead and pull this back up real quick, because I just want to make sure everyone knows that these are our risk areas, and really we could have put more zones out there, but I'm not sitting here playing color roulette with everybody. But the same answer is going to pretty much apply to everyone. Be on the lookout for some small to medium hail. If you're in that red zone, you're looking out for large hail. Damaging winds are a probability for everyone. We just don't know exactly where this line is going to set up yet, so we're going to be making multiple updates on our Facebook page. I promise you that. Just kind of stay tuned to wherever you decide. Of course, I hope it's us. But wherever you decide, just stay tuned for updates. Really today, I can tell you guys an answer. I can give you guys a response on your questions and whatnot. But I wouldn't really feel great about it, because it's not going to be 100% accurate. Just because today is one of those days where we're just going to have to watch the radar, and watch the radar some more. Courtney, I do think that side of Kentucky and that area of Kentucky is at play to be in some mix of some severe weather that pretty much the entire day. Yeah, Zach. I mean, what we're dealing with is a mesoscale convective system. Basically, this is a line of storms that typically produces damaging winds and large hail. But it's also a type of storms that will move where they want, that will fade away when they want, that will come back when they want. So that's why I'm just not, a lot of people are going to tell you, they'll give you their forecast, and we'll give you a forecast as well. But I'm going to tell you, as there's an asterisk on it, there's a hypothetical asterisk on it, to just keep checking back in, really. They move kind of where they want. They kind of feel wherever they want. Also, guys, I'm not gonna lie to you. So on Sunday we had, and this makes sense in a second. On Sunday we had Cape values of 4 to 5,000. We had a lower level jet cranking at 50 to 70 mile per hour. We also had multiple. We also had a lot of wind shear. Today we have none of those things. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. There's barely any surface energy. There's barely any wind speeds going above our head. There's barely any wind shear. But for these types of systems, you don't need any of that. So usually, whenever we're making our forecasts and stuff, guys, we pay attention to where those energy parameters I just told you about, cape, shear, yada yada yada. We pay attention to where those are setting up, and then we can find the boundary layer, and then we can identify where storms are going to run, right? Because storms love energy, right? So they go into that energy. When you're talking about storms like these, they make their own. They do their own thing. They don't care about your energy levels. So we have to, now we're kind of spitballing here on where it's going to track. So we've done our best guess, and I think our best guess is going to ultimately be pretty good, but it's just not a 100% confident guess. Again, guys, we're live on both Facebook and YouTube right now. What's your suggestion on radars to look at on mobile? Kayla over on YouTube asks us. For us, what we use is radar scope. Now, you do have to pay $10 one time for that, I think. But I love this radar. You guys can't get a lot more accurate than this radar. Plus, the good thing about this radar is that, and they need to sponsor me before I keep going into spills about them. But you can change the radar shade. So on a lot of your phones, I don't know. I don't think I even have like a radar app on my phone besides the radar scope. That's how much I love radar scope. But I'm trying to see. Do I have one? Okay, so I also have Weather Underground on my phone. Because I think Weather Underground uses IBM data, which is really, really good stuff. It has a wonder map, which is decent. I'm not going to say it's anything good, but it also has a great 10-day outlook. It has a great today outlook. It has a good measuring air quality index. I don't even know if I'm pulling this up all the way, but you guys can see it has sunset, sunrise. Also measures the UVs. Now, so for this radar, this is a very general national radar here. It's going to show you a nice big blob of everything, right? I don't know if you guys, let me see if I can pull my OBS preview. It shows you a nice general blob of everything, right? It's just a blob. But when you go over here to radar scope, you can just tell how much more defined it is. So the same thing on mobile as well. So you can switch radars here. It's the same thing, right? And look how much more, like, I don't know if you guys can really see that because the camera. Oh, look at that! The camera's picking it up. That's when you know you have a good camera. But it's much more defined. Also, it has tracks on there for you. Also, it has hail markers, tornado markers. It has great stuff. It does cost $10. But if you're really looking, it depends on what your interest level is. If you're really looking for a good map, a good radar scope is a good one to have. It'll take you a little bit to figure it out, kind of play around with it. You also have really cool things on here as well, like you can change reflectivity over the velocity. You can look at the wind speeds and stuff, yada yada. Basically, it's a good little radar. If you don't feel like paying for it, Weather Underground or Wonderground on the App Store, pretty good weather app to have as well. Denise, good morning to you. Yeah, that radar is really good, Cassie. Kristen, thank you for the 50 stars. Thank you so much for that. Radar that shows the current. Kayla, thank you. Yeah, no, we definitely. I'm pretty sure we could work something out with them, but I mean, we're doing okay. We're doing okay. Patty, thank you for the 50 stars. I appreciate that. I appreciate you starting to start a party over on Facebook. No, but I don't think Radar Scope sponsors anyone, so I'm not even going to try to. I really need to get like more help with stuff like that. I work until I live in Green and counting the storms are coming down this far. Wait, what? Yeah, Denise, I do think they make it down there eventually. We can already see that. So the model we just looked at, right? The HRRR model has all of this fading away. by the time it gets into Kentucky. We can already obviously tell that this will make it into Kentucky. Now, what I do see happening, I'm gonna get a bit technical since we're kind of just playing around now. This looks like it's starting to create an outflow boundary. So what that will do is it will pull the energy from these storms and start to weaken them. So I do see them beginning to weaken. However, we just don't know. Sometimes this line can pull the energy, and then this line can explode and head south. Sometimes it pulls the energy, and then it kills it all, and then the outflow boundary is left. And then when the outflow boundary is left, storms later on in the afternoon can tap into that outflow boundary, spawn themselves, and then they move south. So that's the really complex things about these setups, guys, is you just don't know until you know. And that's just a full honesty. It really is. I'm not gonna lie to you. Gotcha, Cassie. Michelle, I would just say stay tuned for updates really from that area. All right, guys, I think we've accomplished what we wanted to accomplish. We've been live for 26 minutes, I think. I want to make sure we keep these under 30 minutes. Just real quickly, I do want to say thank you to all of our sponsors real quick. You know, I still didn't add, oh my, it's been such a busy week. Well, technically, yeah, I need to do that. I'm going to do that right after I get off here. First one that isn't on here, Digital Solutions out of Hardin County, Kentucky. Great company. They take care of all of our PC stuff. They can take care of your PC stuff as well. We trust them with our stuff, so that means you guys can trust yours with them. I think they also buy and sell stuff as well. Make sure you check them out. Digital Solutions on Facebook. I'm pretty sure you can Google them as well to get their contact info and stuff. I need to get their stuff up here. It has been such a busy week. Taxi Mafia 270-272 ride with those folks. 10% off the code WNK, by the way. 10% off. So ditch Uber. Go get a local ride from Safer Folks. Right? 270-272 ride. 24/7. 10% off with code WNK. You know where you can also use code WNK and get 10% more off? Affordable dentures and implants. Right? Go get the teeth taken care of. Right? Make them shine bright. Right? 10% off. Save money as well. The Stephen Foster story, playing Thursday through Saturday from now until the middle of August. Catch a show with them guys. If you even, I'm not even into the play kind of thing, but oh man, their stuff is really cool. And that's not even an ad spiel. That's just like speaking from me. I love that Stephen Foster story. So I loved it so much that I saw it last year. I'm going to go back and see it this year. I'm gonna go see their Cinderella story. They also have multiple concerts. Go to their Facebook page, their website, check them out as well. Heritage 52, brand new company out of Eastern Kentucky, getting back to the roots out there. Give them a follow on Facebook, and I think they're also on Instagram at Heritage 52. Bluegrass Music Hall of Fame and Museum. Those folks are kind enough out there to help sponsor us. Make sure you get their website a look as well. They have a great Facebook page. They just got done finished with the fantastic Romp Festival. Then they have a bunch more stuff I don't know off the top of my head, but they just have so much stuff I can't remember it all. So go check them out as well. Though that's a message from our sponsors. I just want to pay the bills real quick. But no, I've been George Herbig, Chief Forecaster with WNK, and I thank you guys so much for tuning on in here. You all take care. We'll take care of you throughout the rest of the day. Ashley, thank you for the 200 stars real quick before we go. Thank you so much for your kindness and generosity. But really, guys, again, just to wrap this up, these are just one of those days where you need to be checking in with whoever you choose, whether it's us, hopefully it's us, someone else. Just checking in. Just making sure you're watching for post updates, video updates, broadcast updates, whatever it may be. Because this really is the type of day where things change on the fly, right? I mean, you've already seen how our forecast just changed from 6:30 to now. So really making sure that you're up to date with everything is going to be important today. The biggest concerns are damaging winds and large hail. There is a low wind tornado risk closer to the Ohio River on the northwestern side of Kentucky. However, that risk is not very, very high. But I've been George Herbig, Chief Forecaster for WNK. Stay safe, Kentucky, and I'll be taking care of you today. I'll catch you guys in the next one.